Hi everyone, my name is Tonka and I've prepared a presentation for you about exercise for weight loss versus maintenance after weight loss. We are going to look at the two different populations and discover any physiological and behavioral similarities or differences between these two. So to start, it's helpful to remember that our bodies were not designed for the modern food and environment where we have a lot of ultra-processed food with a lot of flavors, sugar, salt, that are highly palatable. Our metabolism evolved to conserve energy, protect us against starvation, and respond to scarcity, not abundance. So, our bodies, when we have excess of calories, we have excess on intake, we are trying to make reserves in the case we'll have to use it in the future when we suffer from famine or we don't have enough food around and the sources we need. So when someone reduces their calories or loses weight, the body reacts defensively, trying to protect the reserves we have built over the years or over the time. Then hunger increases, movement is subconsciously decreased, and metabolism is slowed down. The biological pushback is very big, and this is why weight loss is hard and maintenance of the weight loss is sometimes even harder. So these are our two individual groups we are going to look at. The individuals who are actively losing weight and then individuals who are maintaining weight loss. In both cases, the resting uh, metabolic rate is decreased and stays decreased. Hormones play a very big role when we are very hungry. So people who are actively losing weight and people who are maintaining weight are physiologically different. For people who are actively losing weight, the body feels the energy deficit. Our hunger hormone rises, muscle mass can be decreased, and metabolic rate drops. Here, hypothalamus is our regulatory center in our brains for how much energy we for sensing how much energy we ate and how much energy we are going to burn is truly affected and decides how much we are going to store or how much we are going to take out from the stored energy. Exercise at this stage for these people who are losing weight is very important and is supportive, especially when we are preventing the muscle mass, when we are regulating appetite and supporting our overall health and cardiorespiratory fitness. Here, exercise helps with the hunger regulation, makes our hypothalamus more homeostatic, more listening to our natural cues about hunger and how much food we need and what we ate through hormones and our genes we have. And then for people who are maintaining weight that was lost, the body is in a long-term adaptation phase. Metabolism is still slowed down. Appetite is elevated, so we are more hungry. And that's why there is a big chance of regaining the weight back quickly. And that's why it also happens in a lot of people who lost weight that they are regaining the weight fast. Exercise here is most important thing we need to focus on because it increases daily energy expenditure, but not maybe as much as maybe we would think. It stabilizes our body weight and supporting the behavioral and identity habits, our new person who we built to be throughout the journey of weight loss. And for people who are losing the weight, it's very important to focus on nutrition and eat less than you work out or you burn in your day. And for people who are happy with their weight and they lost weight, the exercise is very, very important here, more than in the losing weight phase. So during weight loss, several physiological changes occur. Our resting metabolic rate drops between 10 to 20%, even beyond what we may expect from losing our body mass and especially when we lose muscles. Adaptive thermogenesis plays its role here. Uh, when the body is trying to become more efficient and in how to use energy and burning fewer calories in the task we don't need. So, for example, when we are working out, we don't necessarily burn that much more calories because we burn more calories in workout, but then in other functions like digestion or especially immune response, we burn less calories. And so that this is how our hypothalamus and our brain is keeping the calories we burn pretty consistent. Leptin is still leptin decreased when we are losing weight, uh, which reduces satiety, and then ghrelin kicks in and is increased, and that's why we are more hungry. Need declines, meaning that people move less without realizing it. There has been done a research that when we are eating more calories than we are used to, we unconsciously start moving slower. And all of these things, all of these adaptation made the weight loss slower over time and harder to sustain without support or without maybe doing something more. And it has been shown in the research that weight loss stops usually after like 9 to 12 months. And, or not stops, but it's significantly reduced, and losing more weight is harder after this time, like around 1 year. So when you are losing weight, the most weight you are going to lose is after 1 year. So let's look a little bit at the exercise and functional capacity. For individuals actively losing weight, exercise helps maintain lean muscle mass, even when we are in caloric deficit, improves hunger regulation throughout hormones like PYY and ghrelin, increases our VO2 max and metabolic flexibility, improves neuromuscular adaptations, and support our motivation, mood, and adherence. When we exercise, we are motivated because of our reward system and the hormones that are circulating in our body. And for people who are maintaining weight loss, exercise reduces the risk of regain of the weight by 50 to 70%. It supports higher metabolism uh, and preserves and helps with increasing the lean muscle mass. It normalizes hormone, especially leptin sensitivity, reduces emotional driven hunger when we are just hungry because we are upset or we are stressed, because exercise also helps to reduce stress. There has been studies where it was shown that people who suffer from clinical anxiety or depressions, when they exercise during the day, they have 30% less of adrenaline and and cortisol and other stress hormones release. So this also helps with emotional hunger. And exercise also helps establish and stick more into the new routine, new person, new identity, the schedule we have been building through change diet, changed routine, change exercise, being maybe more diligent about what we do in our days, how we plan things, and we are staying on the top of our health. So, fit for weight loss, when someone is actively losing weight, the fit principle looks approximately of 150 to 250 minutes per week of moderate aerobic activity. Resistance training is recommended 2 to 3 times per week. We should take between 8 to 12K steps every day. Low impact modes are preferred to reduce fatigue and be able to sustain for a long time. High protein nutrition is very important for fat loss by preserving the muscle mass, because when we are decreasing the calories we eat, we need to keep at least 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight to, or maybe even more when we are exercising regularly, to keep our muscle mass. The nutrition here is very important, and that's what drives the weight loss. Exercise preserves the muscles and supports the process of the weight loss and our general health. And now, fit for the maintenance phase. here aerobic activity is needed a little bit more. It's about 250 to 350 minutes for a week. It's recommended to do it at least 60 minutes of exercise every day. Resistance training should be done again 2 to 3 times per week. The amount of steps every day is a little bit higher. It's between 10 to 14K. The whole food eating patterns with high protein are very important, and regular behavior and weight tracking, maybe sticking to our routine, and as I said already, sticking to being confident about the new me is very important, and exercise is very, very important for the maintenance, and the movement here is what helps to prevent the regain of the weight we lost. So I read 2 books, Food Intelligence and Book Burn, and both were great for diving a little bit more into nutrition, why we eat what we eat, why we maybe suffer from disorders and things like this, and how our metabolism works. So I don't know if some of you know, there is a show, or there used to be a show, it's called The Biggest Loser, where people were recruited to lose as much weight in certain time, and it was made viral through a TV show, and the people were obese in the show and were trying to lose as much weight as possible through excess exercise, through completely changed diet, and uh, it was found that at the end of the competition, of the contest, bigger the loser, the more slowed metabolism. And a lot of people who were participating in this study regained their weight back after they lost it in a year. And you would think that after they lose the weight, their metabolism speed up, but it actually didn't. When they slowed their metabolism, it was slowed down. And and in this research they did was it was really seen that people who were able to keep their lost weight most down without regaining weight, their metabolism was the slowest one. And those people were still sticking to their new me, doing a lot of exercise, because people who did not do as much exercise and were maybe listening to their hunger cues and their hypothalamus and the hunger hormones more, they actually regained, and a lot of them came to the very similar way that they went into before. This show also showed that excessive exercise leads to health problems, and it's very important for the sustainable body weight change and maintenance to develop the long-term habits, because 1% every day is better than 100% every day, because then you get easily burned out. And now something a little bit of the biggest loser, but our ultra processed foods, UPFs, we tend to eat in our modern world, make us eat around 500 calories a day more, which is a lot of calories, and that's why uh, a lot of people living in modern world gain are more obese than in the past, because the ultra palatable foods we eat, high in sugar, uh, salt, support our reward system in our brain. They target different reward systems, and then when we eat something salty, it targets different reward system, and that's why we can also eat something very sweet right after, because it's different reward system, and after both meals make us feel very good and happy about life because of dopamine and everything that is secreted. But that's actually why we overeat foods, because they are designed to be overeaten, and that's why staying on the top of the nutrition is very important when we are especially losing weight, because eating food in high fiber can reduce how many calories are absorbed into the body, and eating high protein diet supports the muscle repair. So let's look at a little bit of challenges during the weight loss. definitely it's hunger. People are fatigued, they are also slowed down, they do everything slower. The metabolic rate is slowed down and need is reduced. During maintenance, there is still the metabolic suppression, increased appetite, and high activity requirements are for the sustainability. People who are losing weight and are doing exercise and are eating less are also slow down, and for them it's very hard to do, for example, high intensity training or very vigorous activities because there is just not enough energy in the body. So this is also something to keep in mind when losing weight. So the little summary: when we are losing weight, the nutrition is the most important one. We burn energy pretty consistently, but allocation in our body differs. When we add the exercise, our body knows how to use our metabolism and how to burn energy better in different parts. The research also show that when people reduce their caloric intake, the ways we use energy differs. For example, our brain still consumes the same amount of energy, also our reproductive organs until it's like we are about to die. But for example, stomach actually expands because our body is trying to get every single calorie possible absorbed into our system, and spleen and immune system is completely suppressed. So the amount of calories we eat is pretty consistent, but the way how we use it is reduced. And that's why exercise is very important when we are losing weight, not just to eat less and less calories, but also train our body how to use the calories we have wisely. And then when we are maintaining the weight, the movement is very important also because of our maybe homeostasis, our natural response to food and the calorie use, and it reduces the potential of regaining the weight. So here are my references, and thank you for watching.